Alrighty, so this is our first lesson in Unit 3, our first lesson on JavaScript, and we're not really getting into JavaScript yet, but this requires kind of working with people, printing out some sheets, and we don't have those right now because we're doing this online. So I'm going to go through a little bit of these, and hopefully that'll help you kind of understand this first concept that we're getting here. So lesson 1 was really just kind of looking at a couple different programs and seeing like, oh, cool, this is stuff that I'm gonna be able to make at the end of this unit, which like you will, right? If you really get this stuff, like some of those things get pretty complex, but you can make stuff like that and even cooler than that, better than that. And I might even show, I'll see at the end of the video, but let's get through this. So this second lesson is to talk about how you're drawing shapes to the Game Lab screen. The class uses a Game Lab tool to interactively place shapes on Game Lab's 400 by 400 grid. And now here, like it says, we're using partners, but we don't have partners, we're online. So we're just gonna be going through this video together. And we're gonna learn like the challenges of Game Lab and how to do certain things. I already downloaded this sheet over here. And there's kind of like a guessing game that would have to go on with it. Normally, like you can see here, it says important, don't let your partner see this paper. We don't have that luxury. So here's how we're gonna do it. Let's move on. It's just 2 bubbles for this lesson. And so over here, it says drawing shapes. Explore using the tool, using this tool that lets you draw different colored shapes. Make sure to hit run and try out turning on the grid to help the shapes, place the shapes precisely. So hit run and then also show grids. So we're gonna make this bit a little bit bigger. As you can see, as I move my cursor around here, by the way, like look at what's happening. And also I'm gonna kind of like, let's take a look at this for a second. So I'm gonna start with my cursor over here and I go to the right, and now that's the coordinates they have. And as I go down, these are the coordinates I have. Sorry that I'm kind of wiggling back and forth. As I go up, notice what's happening to the coordinates. And then notice also this point right over here. This is, whatever, it's as close as I'm gonna get maybe before I fall off the screen, right? So just, it's kind of weird. Let's hit run to see what's up. So I see actually on the bottom over here, when it goes away when my mouse moves over, but on the bottom over here, you'll notice if you keep your eye there, as I move the mouse around, it shows the coordinates I'm at. I also see this little show grid button over here, and I'm gonna do that really quick. And it shows the grid that I have over here. And notice it says, here's the point 0, 0, here's the point 400, 0, and here's the point 0, 400. And there's little splotches down here, so let's just play around. I'm gonna click a red splotch and try clicking, nothing happens. Let me try clicking a red splotch and then a square. And now that after I click the square, I see this little square following my cursor. And there's something a little bit odd about where this is, right? Like the square is following the cursor, like how it's following it on the top left corner. Okay, and so anyways, I can click now and it'll plop the square there. And I want to make another square, I can plop another square over here, right? Let's hit this little rewind button, it's gonna undo it. Let's check out a circle. So the circle, notice, it's a little bit different, right? It's following from the center of the circle. And this is like a real thing that this JavaScript, as we're actually gonna go into make code, like this is how it works. The circles, they follow the center, and the squares, or the rectangular shapes, follow the top left corner. And we'll see further down the line exactly how that works in the code. But for today, we're just gonna play around with this a little bit, and let's start by trying to make this little smiley face over here. So first we have a red kind of like eyeball over here, and it looks like it's at the coordinates 100, 100. So let's do that. I'm gonna make a red circle, and I'm gonna go to, so here was 50, yeah, look at that, you can see, oh, I can't point easily. You can, again, checking the coordinates down there as you move your mouse. I'm at 50, 50, now I'm at 100, 50, and let's actually try to get this perfect. 100, 100, boom. So there's the eyeball, right, that we had from that first image over there. And we're just gonna try to draw this image and, try to draw it along with me here, right? Just getting used to how this thing works. So I'm going to go red circle. Oh, shoot. Well, what did I need to be at? 200, 100. Okay. So a red circle at 200, 100. And I'll try to make this actually perfect by paying real close attention. Oh, man. Oh, I did. All right, I got 200, 100. Perfect. Perfect. Let's keep going. Drawing this out. So now a blue circle at 150, 150. A blue circle at 150, 150. This grid, by the way, makes it kind of easy, so I know exactly where to go right away. By the way, if you didn't notice at the beginning, like, the coordinates are weird, right? What I see is that, and noticing they put the little dots here to show, oh, the center, or like where you're clicking to, is the top left corner for the squares and the center of the circle for the circles. Sorry, I distracted myself. What was I saying? I distracted myself again. Hold on. I need to be at 5,200. Okay. Now that I have to be at 5,200, look at this. This is the point 0, 0 up over here. 50 going to the right, that makes sense. I'm used to the grids like that. But going down makes my y coordinate go up. That's kind of like backwards, isn't it? And yeah, I mean, you're right. That is backwards from how we normally do it. And so you just need to know as you're working through the grid and as we're making visual things on a screen in this JavaScript program that my coordinates in this particular program start at 0, 0 in the top left corner. And as you go to the right, the coordinates go up. But as you go down, the y coordinates go up. Instead of normally as we go up, the y coordinates go up. And as we go down, they go down. They get more negative. And there is a reason behind that. And if you are interested in that, actually, let me know and I'll send you a link from an upcoming video, I think, for my Intro to Programming course that kind of talks about like where this even comes from. I talk about it in a video that's already out, but we'll see it more in a future Intro to Programming course. But just suffice to say that like in a lot of computer stuff, the coordinates start at 0, 0 in the top left. And as you go right and down, things are positive, which is opposite of what we think about in like science or math class. But there is a reason for why it's like that. It's, maybe not the best reason, but whatever. Anyways, I'm just blabbing. Let's get this picture done and end this video. I don't want it to be too long. All right, we're going to 100, 250, and then 150, 250. So 100, 250. Oh, are you guys going to be sad if I stop trying to get these perfect? I'm sure someone will be, so I'll get it perfect. 100, 250, and then 150. What? Green, square. There we go. 150, 250. Nope. Up. Okay. Nope. Come on. It might help if my sensitivity on my touchpad wasn't maxed out. Okay. Or if I had a mouse. What's the last one at? It's got to be, right over here. So this would be 200. 200? Is that right? 200, 200. Okay. A green square at 200, 200. Oh, we almost there. Oh, man. No. Come on. Yes. So there's my little smiley face. Now, the last thing I'm going to ask you to do is, how would I ask this in a video? Can't really ask it in a video. Well, whatever. I was gonna try to like give the coordinates for one and then ask you to draw it yourself. But then what? I need to have you send me a screenshot? That's weird. Just suffice it to say that like the way the coordinates work, the whole purpose of this thing, we'll do a little summary and then you can answer questions there about it. And if you would like, you can draw a picture on this with instructions for how to draw it, telling the coordinates and whatnot of where to put the shapes, and you can send a screenshot if you want to do that extra work. But as long as you're getting this out of it, you're good. Ready? First of all, our grid starts at 0, 0 on the top left, and as I go to the right, the x coordinates increase, and as I go down, the y coordinates increase, which feels kind of backwards for the y coordinates. But that's just the way it is. The next thing is you don't necessarily need to know how to use this tool because this is just like a program that someone made to explain how this works. But a detail that is important is when you're dealing with circles later on in JavaScript, the center of the circle is the coordinates of that circle. If you're dealing with squares, it's not the center of the square or the rectangle. It is the top left corner of the square that's doing that. By the way, sorry for the phone call interrupting, but that was, I don't know if you see it over here. That was Peekskill doing an all call. I don't know. Maybe they're talking about the end of the quarter. Yeah, what was I saying? Top left corner is the coordinates of that square. I think that's the video. That's it. Oh, also, what was I talking about at the beginning of the video? I was going to show you more things that you could get done by the end of this unit, so I'll show you that. But before that, there's always going to be a little lessons extra at the end of, I think, every lesson in Unit 3, because Unit 3 is just like the best unit of this class. So you always feel free to go to the extras. Okay, well, I said that there are always extras, but then in this lesson there weren't. So you can click the extras to just have more things to practice and try out. If I find some extras that I really think are important, I will ask you to do that particular extra at the end of the lesson. But actually, this is kind of a nice coincidence because here are the two programs that I wanted to show. These were sample programs that I made for my students last time they took this course to see some of the cool stuff you could make at the end of this unit. And they just happen to be here, so I'll just click on them and we can take a look to see. So this one over here, I'm sure, I've seen plenty of students on their phones and stuff like that playing these billiards games. Now, don't get too freaked out. This is all the code that you'll use in block form. If you want to do it in text form, we'll be learning how to do it in text form if you prefer. This is all the code that makes this game in text form. We're not talking about how to do that yet, right? That's the entire, almost the rest of this course is going to be learning how to get here. But just to show, here's a little game that I made. It's not fully functional. I could add more to it. But it's a little billiard table, a little pool table. And I made it so that if I click on the ball and I click somewhere, maybe I should have had an animation following the mouse around of a pool cue. And then if I click again, it'll hit the whatever you call, what is this one? The cue ball. It'll hit the cue ball and it'll bounce around. You saw how it interacted with the sides and bounced off, and then it slowly comes to a halt. Just a cool little game. Now, if I wanted to make it full, I'd add the pockets and add other balls and make them bounce. But this was just an example to see where you can get. You could eventually keep going and make that. The other one that I made was this little, I'm sure you guys, I remember when I was in high school, they had a slime soccer. I've seen it's a similar type of thing here. Kids playing before. Here's the code for it that makes it work. And, it's those little soccer games where you have WASD, your arrow keys, and your little dude can walk around. And normally there's a goal on the left side and a goal on the right side and another person on the right side. And you're supposed to be knocking the soccer ball into the goal. And, just another example of a project that would have been a crazy goal. Super hard kick over there. Boom. Just another example of something that by the end of this unit, you might be able to make. And, I think that's pretty exciting. This is pretty cool stuff to be able to learn how to do. That's the video. So, yeah. I should have told the people that after that last question, you need to finish watching this on Ed Puzzle. But, good on you if you did.